Well, I am back with Deborah Shore of Deborah Shore's School of Etiquette, and we're going to be talking about being the perfect guest. But really quickly, we wanted to get to the glassware here for if you're hosting.
Yes.
So tell us about this.
Okay, so this is can be used for wine. Okay. No stem on it.
Right, I love the stemless.
Yes, this one, the larger bowl, would be for red wine.
Okay.
This could be for like champagne or something like that, or maybe you might even want to use it for a dessert dish to serve sorbet or something like that. And yeah, it's really adorable.
Those are beautiful too.
And they're very pretty. And a lot of times, especially some times people get these two confused. And this is the wine with the long stem, okay, and this is your water goblet, which has the short stem, okay. So you can choose which, you don't have to put all of these glasses out, but you can decide what you want to serve ahead of time. I do like to point out, which we didn't get to before, was eating a dinner roll properly, and you break that a piece at a time, and you eat it bite by bite.
We don't want to make it like a sandwich.
Exactly, exactly. And the napkin, that's something that's used to wipe your mouth, of course, as well as decorative purposes, okay? You can do many different pretty things. You can, put it like that with a pretty little napkin ring on it, or maybe you just want to put a triangle, and that way you can set it down and put your knife, your forks on it. Okay, so there's different ways that you can set the table to make it look pretty. This is a semi-formal. If you just want to do a very basic table setting, then you would just have your fork, your knife, your spoon, and one plate. Your dessert fork and spoon goes above the plate.
Okay. I think this is so cool to actually learn the proper way to do it.
Set the table.
Whether or not we choose to do it, but it's nice to, you know what I mean? But like when you have people over, you want to do it.
And I do like to point out the proper way to hold a fork is this way, is this way. Okay.
Yes, not stabbing.
Okay. Caveman style.
Really quickly though, I do want to get to being the perfect guest now if we're going to a party.
Yes. So the main thing is don't arrive early. If the invitation calls for 6 p.m., come at 6:10, come 6:15, a few minutes late. Give the hostess a little bit of extra time to, light the candles, fix her lipstick, whatever. It's 6 o'clock and the doorbell rings and you're like, oh gosh, they're here already.
Right.
So if you're fashionably late, that's one time you're allowed to be late.
Interesting.
Okay. The other thing is, if you're bringing children, speak to them ahead of time about their behavior. Okay. All right. Make sure that they're talked to and that they behave properly in somebody's home. Bring a hostess gift. It is so important to bring a little something. It doesn't have to be anything expensive or anything like that, but keep it easy. Make it easy. Don't bring flowers wrapped in cellophane, because then the hostess has to cut it and get a vase and take up the cellophane and put in water. So make it something simple. A little box of candy, cookies, perhaps a candle, nice candle. Okay.
My grandma did always tell me, don't show up to a house empty-handed if they're having dinner and stuff like that. Yeah.
And if it was the worst dinner we ever had, still thank them. Thank them so much. It was the invitation that counts. It's the invitation that counts.
That's true. That's true. And I like what you said too about the don't necessarily go early. And my producer Matt, we were talking about that because he's like, well, if you're on time, you're late. If you're like that mentality. Right. But I agree with you. A lot of the times the host is scrambling still, trying to get and if you now you have to entertain somebody while still trying to.
Right. So always arrive for a dinner party or at someone's home a few minutes late. That's actually correct. A doctor's appointment, a college interview, a job interview. Right. If you're on time, you're late.
Okay. All right. Well, we have the website on the screen if you want to have a little bit more information. Also, check out her Facebook page, Deborah Shore's School of Etiquette. Great to see you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Merry Christmas.